Hi everyone, welcome to my review of Alfred Hitchcock's Topaz from 1969. So yes, we're back once again to discuss another Hitchcock film, and today a very famous Hitchcock film, and one that is very well known, of course, and we've said now one of the least popular, if not the absolute kind of least popular and kind of lowest regarded Alfred Hitchcock film that he made, and it did not do too well when it came out, the box office, and critically either, really. And most people do regard this as one of the worst, films. So for that reason alone, I'm very fascinated to kind of see what I'd think of the film. Who knows? And I went in with an open mind, although my expectations was not, they weren't really kind of high. I was expecting this could be maybe not a film that I don't actually like, but we'll say it now. Alfred Hitchcock is one of my absolute 5 easily favourite filmmakers of all time. So I've seen many kind of masterpieces from this director, and I've seen now, including this, 24 films all the way through that he made. And kind of at least 16 of those are ones I absolutely love, are on my favourite films list, and at least 15 of those are masterpieces for me personally. So yes, I absolutely love this director's work, and I went in with an open mind, and kind of seeing if I could like this film. It could be okay. Who knows? And there won't be a spoiler warning today, because even if I tried to, I couldn't spoil this film. In terms of I can't actually explain, in detail really, this film actually, and the plot. And I saw this though, kind of first time just over a week ago now, and as recently I've been going through finally, kind of finding the confidence to kind of go into, Post the Birds, his filmography, of course, and Marnie, of course. Seeing that, a few months ago now, the first time, although I wanted to kind of rewatch that film and, give my full thoughts once, I kind of have more of an idea of what I feel of the second half, in particular, of that film. Although, I think, at least a very good film, Marnie, but, a very conflicted experience that I had with that one. But torn curtain, that'll be uploaded before this, and this is fairly though in that sense quick after me watching the film for the first time to actually get video filmed. But this will be a couple of months at least. That will be uploaded from as of recording this. But yes, because I have so much films, content on the backlog, so this will come later. But yes, Topaz. Let's just say my brief thoughts, on this film, and starting off with, this is of course a Cold War film, this thriller espionage film, and setting being 1962, and yes, we have this kind of defector who is interviewed, kind of by the US, and essentially, he kind of lets on that there's this spy ring referred to as Topaz, of course. So there's the title of the film, and from there we have many different characters and different subplots at different locations, and this being a 2-hour 23-minute film, you'd expect this film would have enough time to actually develop and kind of balance out and wrap up all these subplots and all this content. But for me, that's kind of one of my many issues, unfortunately, that I have with this film. And overall, and I won't actually be providing a rating at the end because I don't really want to. But yes, this film, Topaz, is not for me. Really did not. Thinking on it now, I've forgotten most of the specific details of this film. And I certainly could not explain this film because it's not only kind of one that I wasn't, invested in, but it's one that I think is very convoluted. Even though I was kind of paying attention, to this film, I rarely, find a film, completely throughout, confusing, and kind of hard to, take in. But this film, and it's also due to the fact that it's very flat, and it had me a bit, dazed, in a sense. But yes, I did not follow this film, even when I tried to, and it's a very convoluted film. But after that first 20 minutes, which is already, kind of for me, it was not that investing, and I wasn't really into it, and enjoying the film at all, really. But it had a couple of moments of intrigue, and I thought, we'll see where it goes. But for me, in the end, I mean, just I was, shattered. I'll just be honest, after seeing this film, and it's it's a rare case of a film being really, really confusing and also flat, and by the end of it I thought, I wasn't really that interested in knowing more about the film, and what I didn't kind of pick up on and understand. I thought, actually, does it really matter? Because at the end of the day I wasn't intrigued. After that first kind of act, I lost interest in this film, and I just think, even I was trying to carry on, kind of follow this film and to see where it would go. But for me, the characters, I don't think any of the characters in this film, are interesting, really, and just I think, it's just there's so much going on here. It's very, very convoluted. One of the most convoluted films I've ever seen, actually, and I think it's so flat at the same time, and I just wasn't invested in this film. The characters, I didn't really get anything to latch onto. The character development, even though we focus on quite a few of the characters, throughout a big portion of the film, and there's a lot of screen time dedicated to particular characters in this film. But even then, I didn't get anything from this, in terms of the characters, and I think at times the way this was shot, there are moments of that I would commend, and at least see where perhaps Hitchcock was going with this, in the way it was shot. But really overall, it was quite uninteresting, cinematography wise, and the editing was just a real big issue for me, because it just added to that kind of sporadic feeling this film had. It was all over the place, cutting to different locations, and at times in the middle it's more focused, but then that was a point where I thought, this is going downhill even more so, and I was even less invested in this film. And then the final act, which felt like an eternity, of around 40 minutes or so, just kept going and going. And really, to sum it up as well, Act 1 is not good at all for me personally, and then it just got worse and worse until the end of the film, where I was just I thought, this is really a very unfortunate film. I didn't really get anything from this, and I think of course, I do commend some aspects of the film, in terms of some shots, and it would have been interesting to see this film had, because I've heard, of course, studios interfered with this film, and it seemed like it was a very tampered with film, you could say, and it'd be interesting to see, how Hitchcock would have approached this if studios hadn't been, kind of interfering in this way, and what he would have produced in that aspect, kind of without all this interference. But the end result, this product that I viewed, once again for this set, the Masterpiece collection, and this unfortunately wasn't one of them. Yes, it's just it's a shame. The final product, this actual film here that I viewed, was just it was so messy, and it's very all over the place, and it's a very, very kind of complex plot, no doubt, but that is just because of the way it's told, I feel, because I think it was so kind of messy, and just different moments where it was back and forth, and different characters, and of course double agents and all this, and moments where we have to kind of rely on simply listening to dialogue, where there's a lot going on, kind of in crowds and all this, and then we have moments of sustained, just visual moments. For example, a sequence in the first hour, we have just seeing the characters talking and not actually knowing what they're saying. Kind of like a 2001 Space Odyssey moment. We have the lip reading, but of course, very different here. It's just kind of lingering on them for a few minutes at a time, and just simply showing them talking and then going back in this building and coming out and then talking again. I didn't really see that working for me at all, and that was just a very strange moment. Again, interrupting the flow of this film, because that's the thing. The flow is really, really off, and just the tone of this is not very consistent. But I think the flow of this and the way it's put together, it's just so troublesome. I just wasn't invested at first, and it did not help that it was just kind of so sporadic, and of course, information that's constantly kind of it's a very talky film, and then when it is visual, it's not really working either, in that sense of giving me information that I'm kind of immersed in. It's always fun, for me to see Hitchcock film and how he kind of reveals information visually and obviously through the dialogue as well. But in both instances in this film, I wasn't getting enough from this to actually latch onto, and I think in the end, could I explain really any of the fully any of the subplots? No, I couldn't, and that's quite rare. And I found myself very dazed, at times in this film. I will say it's kind of nice. I've realised, over the years, recent years, with watching certain films, even when they're really, really boring, just flat, and kind of puts me in a state of, like I'm dreaming. I think it's actually kind of nice and nostalgic, weirdly, to look back on. For example, last week or this week, it was quite stressful, and looking back to the previous Thursday when I watched this film, I thought actually, it's quite nostalgic, peaceful, thinking on it, because I was kind of put in this state of, almost a meditative state of just sitting around, kind of watching the film, quite bored, to say the least, and it's actually kind of oddly nice to look back on that, and I found out a few films over the years, actually, and when watching them, not enjoying them at all, but then looking back on them, kind of, holding them in kind of a peaceful regard, in that sense. But that's really all I can praise, in that aspect of watching this film, and kind of my experience with this, because I was not enjoying this film, and I just think the music as well at times, the use of music is definitely it's not working for me either, and unfortunately this film is a real it doesn't work. It's quite a misfire for me, and of course it has been noted by Hitchcock he wasn't pleased with the outcome, and at least in terms of the public watching this film and what they got from it, because he did always care about the audience and what they thought of a film, less so critically, of course, and he has of course being noted as saying this is not a film that he kind of was pleased with in that sense. Whether or not artistically he was kind of satisfied with this film, that's a different story. But yes, he was not kind of pleased with the way it turned out, and I think it's a shame, of course. And had this film not had been interfered with and tampered with, we could have got a completely different film, and it may have worked. The cast, it's full of quite a lot of obviously well-known actors, of course, and ones that are very talented. But I think in this film it just wasn't working, and I think even then, I think had this film been edited differently and kind of I think performed and kind of worked about kind of differently, this could have still been a film that was a lot better than the actual final product. So I do say that this could have been better, and it could have been in some regards an okay film, but the end result for me is certainly one that is less than that, and I won't bother rating this film because people just skim around and see my rating, and then kind of perhaps be angry at this and stuff, and I won't want that, but as well I couldn't really think of an exact score at this time, so I think you can kind of gather my thoughts on this, and general feelings. It'd be very, very low. If I did rate this film, would I say this film is at times unwatchable? Perhaps. It depends on what you mean by that. It was kind of at times I was kind of dazed and stuff, and at times I was kind of just shocked with my eyes open, because some bizarre moments as well happen in this film, and just it's quite hilarious actually. I did get some things from this, I guess, in terms of laughing at how this is beyond boring at times. Actually, when towards the final act of the film, different characters, a group of characters were gearing up. It was like this epic gearing up for this massive meeting, and I thought, wow, here we go. This is gonna be a really, really unengaging sequence, and it really was. But at least I was kind of laughing along with it, and it's this epic kind of build up, and slowly, gradually, slow pace, sitting down to the table to really gear up for a massive session of heavy dialogue, of stuff again I wasn't invested in, and that's the thing. I could sit watching a film, as many people know on this channel, for 10 hours, 20 hours, whatever, if I've invested in film, but this one, really from the get-go I wasn't invested, so by the final act, I was just brought to tears really. But yes, seeing this final kind of conference meeting, the character looking, peeking around, over, behind someone, you just see his eye really, just peeking around. It's meant to be this massive, kind of, wow. It's one of those moments that just kind of comes towards the end of the film, and just it summed up really for me, and at least I did get some some laughs from this, in a sense, and just being very honest here, yeah, this didn't work for me, and it wasn't a film that I was invested in. There were some moments here and there that I do commend, but really, the characters, the script, just the way it was put together. That's the thing. This is the main issue for me. That really just runs throughout is the flow of it, and the editing, just the way in which sequences are put together and lead to the next moment. It's just got no momentum for me, and it's just so flat and unengaging. And in the end, yes, certainly not a film that I enjoyed. Although I'd recommend seeing it, of course, seeing what you think of it. Personally, it wasn't for me, and it's the only Hitchcock film that I really think is a complete just one for me that I did not get invested in any of the acts really at all. And there's another film, of course, that I saw from Hitchcock that I wasn't a fan of overall, but I think I did at least get some things from that, more than this. And the rest of the films though from Hitchcock that I've seen, I've liked or absolutely loved, and I think easily one of my favourite kind of 5 filmmakers of all time. And this is just an unfortunate case of a film that didn't work for me. And obviously, it's a very kind of a film that's very, very unpopular, of course, and of course I'm not the only one who dislikes this film. But I did want to like this film actually, and that's the thing. I was a bit kind of halfway through I thought there's no way I'm gonna kind of give this a positive score and kind of grow to perhaps like this film, because it just wasn't working at all for me really. And it's an unfortunate case. I did want to watch this film and like this one, and of course I do with every Hitchcock film, try to kind of at least like a film from him, but unfortunately one of the very, very rare cases where I didn't like this film. So yes, that's my thoughts. Again, I won't give a rating, but it would be if I had to, it'd be very, very low, perhaps. Of course I wanted to watch this film and perhaps give it a like, but it is unfortunate that for me overall, Topaz, it's just very, very disappointing, and it's just a film that overall, to sum it up, it's flat, unengaging, drawn out, just choppy, all over the place, and just a film that is lacking in humour, and really, and lacking in aspects where I can really get behind this film, and even the atmosphere to this. For the most part, it's just a bit empty, and that's one of the things, as well for my liking. The film did not commit to a kind of dark atmosphere, or a film that is kind of comedic or light in that sense, and kind of charming. It kind of lacked those aspects as well, and I do praise a few things, but overall, this is just a film for me personally that I don't like, and did not really get anything from at all, and that is unfortunate. That is really a shame. But yeah, it's just, I guess, what can you say? Topaz, is I certainly don't regard this as one of the best Hitchcock films. It is obviously currently my least favourite Hitchcock film, and it could remain the case. For the rest of the films that I see, and it's a shame. But for me, I look forward to, of course, the next film. In Hitchcock's filmography, of course, Frenzy, and hopefully, I do really like that film at least, and I've been looking forward to that for a while. This was more intrigue, seeing, what I'd think of this film. Perhaps I could have enjoyed this one, but overall, unfortunately, not for me. But yes, tell me your thoughts on this film. It'd be great to hear, and it'd be really nice to hear anything you have to say about this film and your experience with this. For me, it was a drawn out, kind of nutty experience, of a film, and very much one that it was kind of felt like I was in a dream at times. But yes, that's sometimes the effect that films can have. The rare occasions where I watch a film and just feel completely knocked, and afterwards, for half an hour, I just had to kind of recover, and just hot chocolate and all this, and just try to kind of figure out what was going on, where I was, and stuff. But yes, in that sense, it's kind of funny to look back on, just kind of look on the bright side of life, in that sense, and just I did. Looking back, it's kind of oddly nostalgic. Just kind of, I guess it was a peaceful experience. It's a Hitchcock film, of course, and I'd recommend seeing it. And it'd be great to hear your thoughts. It'd be fascinating to hear, and of course, it'd be great to hear any kind of opinion on this film. Of course, if you like it, that's great. And I didn't personally like it, but of course, all opinions, on this film are welcome. And I look forward to, as always, respectful comments, of course, and just to discuss another Hitchcock film. That's the thing, and to share your experience, going through these films, and I certainly look forward to the next one more than this. But yes, Topaz, there it is, and that's my thoughts. So yes, as always, take care, and thanks for watching.